Adam's expulsion from paradise. And when Adam and Eve had gone forth from paradise, the door of paradise was shut, and a cherub bearing a two-edged sword stood by it. According to the book of the bee, the cherub, or as some think, a terrible form endowed with a body, was armed with a spear and sword, each being made of fire. And Adam and Eve went down in, of spirit over the mountains of paradise, and they found a cave in the top of the mountain, and they entered and hid themselves therein. Now Adam and Eve were virgins, and Adam wished to know Eve his wife. And Adam took from the skirts of the mountain of paradise gold and myrrh and frankincense, and he placed them in the cave, and he blessed the cave, and consecrated it that it might be the house of prayer for himself and his sons. And he called the cave Mebaroth-Gaz, i.e. Cave of Treasures. So Adam and Eve went down from that holy mountain of Eden to the slopes which were below it, and there Adam knew Eve his wife. A marginal note in the manuscript says that Adam knew Eve 30 years after they went forth from paradise. And Eve conceived and brought forth Cain and Laputa, his sister, with him. And Eve conceived again, and she brought forth Habil, Abel, and Kelemath, his sister, with him. The book of the bee makes Kelemath the twin sister of Cain, and Laputa the twin sister of Abel. And when the children grew up, Adam said unto Eve, Let Cain take to wife Kelemath, who was brought forth with Abel, and let Abel take to wife Laputa, who was brought forth with Cain. And Cain said unto Eve his mother, I will take to wife my twin sister Laputa, and let Abel take to wife his twin sister Kelemath. Now Laputa was beautiful. When Adam heard these words, which were exceedingly displeasing unto him, he said, It will be a transgression of the commandment for thee to take to wife thy sister, who was born with thee. Nevertheless, take ye to yourselves fruits of trees, and the young of sheep, and get ye up to the top of this holy mountain. Then go ye into the cave of treasures, and offer ye up 16 your offerings, and make your prayers, and then ye shall consort with your wives. And it came to pass that when Adam, the first priest, and Cain and Abel, his sons, were going up to the top of the mountain, Satan entered into Cain, and persuaded him to kill Abel his brother, because of Laputa, and because his offering was rejected, and was not accepted before God. Whilst the offering of Abel was accepted, Cain's jealousy of his brother Abel was increased. And when they came down to the plain, Cain rose up against his brother Abel, and he killed him with a blow from a stone of flint. Then straightway Cain received the doom of death, instead of curses, and he became a fugitive and a wanderer all the days of his life. And God drove him forth into exile in a certain part of the forest of Nod, and Cain took to wife his twin sister, and made the place of his abode there. The birth of Seth. And Adam and Eve mourned for Abel 100 years, sick. And then Adam knew his wife again, and she brought forth Seth, the beautiful, a man mighty and perfect like unto Adam. And he became the father of the mighty men who lived before the flood, the posterity of Seth. And to Seth was born Enosh, Enos, and Enosh begot Canaan, Cainan, and Canaan begot Mahalalel, Mahalaleel. These are the patriarchs who were born in the days of Adam, the death of Adam. And when Adam had lived 930 years, that is to say, until the 135th year of Mahalalel, the day of his death drew nigh and came. And Seth his son, and Enosh, and Canaan, and Mahalalel gathered themselves together and came to him. And they were blessed by him, and he prayed over them. And he commanded his son Seth, and said unto him, Observe, my son Seth, that which I command thee this day. And do thou on the day of thy death give my command to Enosh, and repeat it to him, and let him repeat it to Canaan, and Canaan shall repeat it to Mahalalel, and let this my command be handed on to all your generations. And when I die, embalm me with myrrh, and cassia, and stacte, and deposit my body in the cave of treasures. And whosoever shall be left of your generations in that day, when you're going forth from this country, which is round about paradise, shall take place, shall carry my body with him, and shall take it and deposit it in the center of the earth. For in that place shall redemption be effected for me and for all my children. And be thou, O my son Seth, governor of the sons of thy people. And thou shalt rule them purely and holily and in the fear of God. And keep ye your offspring separate from the offspring of Cain, the murderer. And when the report Adam is dying was known generally, all his offspring gathered together, and came to him, that is to say, Seth his son, and Enosh, and Canaan and Mahalalel, they and their wives, and their sons, and their daughters, and Adam blessed them. And the departure of Adam from this world took place in the 930th year according to the reckoning from the beginning on the 14th day of the moon, on the 6th day of the month of Nisan, April, at the 9th hour, on the day of the eve of the Sabbath, i.e. Friday. At the same hour in which the Son of Man delivered up his soul to his Father on the cross, did our father Adam deliver up his soul to him that fashioned him, and he departed from this world. The burial of Adam. And when Adam was dead, his son Seth embalmed him, according as Adam had commanded him, with myrrh and cassia and stacte. Now Adam's dead body was the first body buried in the earth. And grief for him was exceedingly sore, and Seth and his sons mourned for his death 140 days. And they took Adam's body to the top of the mountain, and buried it in